Now, what's the problem with the inquiry and the whistleblower and all that? A, what did President Trump actually say in the transcript that he gave to Congress? I don't know. I ain't read it. Yeah. One, if you take parts of a conversation where President Trump is acknowledging that while Mr. Biden was in the office of the vice president and his son had dealings with Ukraine, did he or did he not receive money from Ukraine? Yes or no? That's all he seemed to be asking the president of Ukraine to investigate anyway. Ain't it? He can't do that. I'm asking you a question too, right? Legal determination of hearsay, which is all the whistleblower has, from other people around the president, but not what the president actually said himself, but then he released the whole conversation, right? What did he say? When Mr. Biden was in office as vice president, did his son receive money from the Ukraine? Yes or no? Was he working with the Ukraine or something, right? That's an intelligent question to ask someone today. Did it happen or not? Right. That's an inquiry. I know. Now, again, then you're saying he withheld aid or threatened to withhold aid to Ukraine. Did he? I know. Or was that going through the Congress anyway? Can the president, who's not a part of Congress, right, except in the veto vote, right, or something like that, right, influence Congress to give Ukraine funds or not? No. That has nothing to do with his office. Congress determines that. He can bluff the president, okay, well, I'm going to withhold funds, but he can't really do it, can he? No. Legally, he can't. He can pretend to, right? He can joke around about it, do a parody of it, but can he legally? No. Why not? Congress decides where the money goes, by the way. They're not even paying the debt. Congress. They're not taxing the rich to get money to pay the debt. Well, who else can pay the debt, Congress? The poor? I mean, do you see how you're running the $22 trillion debt up and it can only go up? You're not doing nothing to pay it. Usually, a government, to get money from the people, taxes at least the portion of the people that can pay the taxes. Of course, the poor can't pay it. They're struggling hand to mouth, I know. But somebody might can, but you're not going after them either, huh? Well, that means nobody's paying the debt. That means the money you're spending on your $100,000 salary a year ain't real. Everything you're doing is a hoax. The reason it's a hoax is you're not paying the debt by collecting taxes from the people who can pay the debt, which is really the rich. And like I said, who has the debt? Is it the bank? Is it the government? Who ain't paying the debt? Who ain't collecting taxes to pay the debt? The government itself? No. You can't tax the poor. We don't have the money to even pay our apartment or our house or our car or our truck note. No. Especially if we're a former government employee. Right? So that means even the money you're using is no better than monopoly money to pay your salary. Your salary is monopoly money. Why? You're not paying the debt off. It's up to $22 trillion by now. Have you ever thought of paying the actual debt down? Which means taxing those who can pay it, not those who can't either. Who does that mean you have to tax? The wealthy? Yeah. Yet you won't do it. Why? Are you playing Robin Hood? You know what I mean? Let the rich get rich and the poor get poor. what a lot of people thinking as well. Are you fucking the country, not paying the debt because you don't want to pay the bill? You're creating for us. So no. By starting all these wars and rumors of wars. As Jesus said we would do. You're not doing that, are you? Yet even when you say peace, peace, sudden destruction. A sudden little war comes out, right, Mr. President? Like with ISIS? You're saying peace, peace, we got them, and then boom, they do something else. Not all of them. They're like rats on the ship, ain't they? I know. You'll never have them all. That's the problem. That's the problem. There might be more of them than you're aware of at the present, too, right? What do you think that statement means? You understand? It's not over till the fat lady sings anyway. I don't see a fat lady around here, and I'm a man. I might be a fat man, but I sure as hell ain't a fat lady. Not even the bearded lady, but that's a different problem with women. Means they got too much testosterone or something, usually. Hormonal imbalance. But again, let's not read anything. Let's not write anything. Let's not listen to anybody. Let's not experiment a little bit and try and figure out what's going on here. Let's not try to find drugs that can help us and drugs that won't help us, and try not to use those either, right? I understand some of the things you're doing, right? But I don't as well. See, this seems to be one thing. Manipulation and control of a system you can't really control, and you're not really controlling anyway, but you're pretending you are. Now, in the legal case, if I bring an accusation towards you and I'm a whistleblower or not, right? What do I have to do to prove the case, right? Alright? First, I can't go to people around the president. I have to get the information from who? The president himself. Or it's hearsay. Hearsay, okay, from other people who are not the president cannot be admitted into court. They will say, sustained, right? Because the lawyer would object. Have you watched any crime or legal dramas? No. I have a few. Maybe not Suits as much, but I have watched a few like Law and Order and SVU and some of the earlier stuff. Abby at, you know, McGill. McGill. But anyway, when you're dealing with politics, though, and crime, right? The thing is, the question Mr. Trump was trying to find out about Mr. Biden is what was going on with his son making that kind of money in the Ukraine in the first place. And was that corruption, too, right? The vice president is in office as close to the president's as well. Just like Vice President Pence is close to Mr. Trump. But what's going on? Now, is there also other reasons about the reason the funds were withholded? Right. Because, see, Congress decides where the funds go, not the president anyway. And that's called a bluff in poker. Right? Even if you don't control it, you're acting like you do, or you're being sarcastic about it. You can't be sarcastic about it. Yeah, I'm going to withhold your funds because I can't control them. Congress does. Those voting for you are against you. You little knobby-headed looking man. I don't know who I'm talking about there. Do you? Acting like somebody's guilty before you even count the cost. And again, the law cannot restrict your freedom of speech or parodying a situation. Either way. But who really has the control to withhold money? Is it the president or Congress? You understand the question? Who can withhold money from Ukraine? Is it the president or is it Congress? Congress, right? The president can only use that as a bluff to Ukraine. You know what I mean, right? He can't legally do anything about Ukraine to give them funds or not. He can only make a suggestion to Congress one way or the other, right? Right. Now, how many people are in Congress? Around certain number, right? One of them has something number, and one of them has a certain number too, right? One of them's always 2, so that means one has 100, right? And one of them is according to the population, but they kind of quit doing that, so it's about 400 there, something like that. Because, you know, who knows how many representatives in the Senate California would have. They have the largest population. And, everybody's going to California. California. And there are more people in California. That's why Hillary runs popular vote. Keep going back to that, don't we? Now, the Electoral College is state by state, and whoever wins the state wins the whole thing. That's why he won. Not because she didn't win the popular vote, which is decided mainly by California, about 3 million more than the whole population of America alone. She won California alone. Only by 3,000 votes, I think. Or was it 3 million? Something like that. Something like that. Now, it don't matter though with an electoral college who wins the popular vote. Same with Gore. When Bush won. You can win the popular vote, but still lose in the electoral college, right? Because that's state by state according to still the votes of the state. But again, who was voted for more, Democratic or Republican, and they won't allow you to vote anything really but that. I thought again we can vote how we wanted to vote. We can't even do independent. There's no such thing, right? Right. There's only 2 parties, right? Right. Democrat or Republican, and whatever kind of Democrat or Republican you want to call yourself. Okay, that's what you're aligning with. There is no neutral or someone who's neither Democrat nor Republican or Switzerland either. But the problem is, though, you got to prove what the president meant to the president of Ukraine and what he was trying to talk to him about. Beyond all, what's the word? All reasonable doubt. Right. Now, my question to you, though, is how does the legal system and the 3 branches of the government really work for the checks and balances? The president can't promise anyone funds because he don't really do all that. The Congress says. Right. That's 50 people. Straight down the middle. Senate has representatives according to the populations of each state, but they reach a maximum number. And they kind of work in conjunction with that too, right? Now, you've heard of corrupt politicians like in movies with Eddie Murphy. What was that one he ran for Congress or something like that? Against Lane Smith? What was that one? I forget. Now, he even used the name of a politician to get recognized. Right? Now, again, or Zach and what's his face, Will Ferrell. Now that's a parody, right, of an election. Even one of the movies was Chris Farley involved one of his brothers who was running for some kind of position in the government, right? With David Spade too, right? Well, that's what you kind of act like. All of you crazy people, including the late night comics. You all acting that shit. Someone's using their head. Mm-hmm. Now, a law, again, must be just. It can't do a witch hunt. And again, you got to prove the person guilty beyond what? What's the word? All reasonable doubt. It's like the officer coming into what she thought was her home and finding another person in what she thought was her apartment. Now, I'm taught someone in my apartment, shoot their ass. Right? If I find you and I don't know you and you're in my house and I have my swords or my car or whatever, I can even run your ass over if you're in my fucking carport. If I so choose, but I wouldn't do that. I'm not that cynical. I'm forgiving. I would even just say, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Which I can say. What the fuck are you doing in my house? Or my yard, right? Now, we're not talking about someone walking through the grass, right? Or a neighborhood kid, right? Again, I know. And usually, some kids are good, some kids are bad. Depends on the people you're around. See, a lot of people try to influence you one way or the other. But who doesn't know? Jesus says he will come as a thief in the night. Well, thief in the night is both good and bad, right? Ain't it? So why is he comparing himself to a thief in the night, too, right? Because you might not all be following like you think you are. And that could be a problem, too. Yeah. Saying Lord, Lord to the Lord ain't the same as really following the Lord. Two different things. Don't go there. Love is love, but sex is sex too. Now, there's a right way to do everything like I told you. Even between consenting adults if you want to do something or not. But the other party can always say no at any time. And you got to accept the no response. Or you're a rapist and a pedophile yourself. Because if I'm even a year younger than you and you're trying to make me do something I don't want to do, that's, again, and threaten me with violence if I don't do it with you up to the point of death, you're trying to murder me. Even if I somehow, like Jesus, survived it, like Jesus. Not saying I am Jesus, but like Jesus as the master, not greater, not lesser, trying to be as him, right? He don't say you can't be as him. But you gotta be what, John? Worthy? You're playing unworthy, John, aren't you? Ain't that the problem? You're not worthy of love. You're not worthy to do the right thing. You fucked up too much, God won't forgive you. Is that the problem? You can't confess your sins because there's so many. You can't count them all. Are you even trying to repent daily? Like I do. Not even knowing what I did last night. All I know is I went to bed around 11 and woke up around 6. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. All I know. And again, I'm waiting on my check, people. Trying to do it along with Loan Depot. Where's it at? Trying to get into a truck I can actually fit in. Not a little accent. That's right. And being bigger ain't the same if you're disabled as being bigger by choice. And eating what you can afford ain't the same as eating what you want to eat either. Might be two different things there. If you're selling me the cheaper, less healthy stuff, and the healthier stuff is more, what do you think I can buy? Well, that's healthier stuff. Right. But I do to what? To God. I pray, God, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Praise the Lord. Mm-hmm. Not even the sword of Gilead, the neutron bomb of the nuclear warheads the enemy is trying to create against us, shall prosper in the end. The Lord will just remake the planet all over again, and we have the same choices now as then. What do you think you're more likely to make? Hint, hint. But whatever, you think you're above the law or above this or above that, and it don't apply to you, and you ain't got to worry about it. Maybe you don't. Mm-hmm. Maybe you do. Mm-hmm. But it'll all come out in the wash, as they say as well. Mm-hmm. Whatever will be, will be. The future is ours to see. Will you hold on to me, baby? Are you holding on to me, or are you running from me because you're stereotypical yourself, right? I don't even know you yet. I only see people occasionally when I go out, and I don't do nothing but go to the movies, go out to eat once in a while, or pay my bills on payday. Now, you gotta do something here because you put me in a loan. Either put me in a loan or don't, idiot. You know what I mean? Either do it or don't. Both of you are being assholes. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. Now, here's the thing though. If you don't give me the money, all I can do is make my regular payments on what I still have but don't have, right? See, if I don't get the money I need from the Loan Depot to pay off the money source, right, and do what they said they were going to do, what can I do about it? Pay the regular bills that come in every month. That's all you can do. Break! My house payment is $908 with the money source. I will at least pay that by the 3rd. Might pay him $920 this time. Or $928. You know why? Because I'm a disabled veteran and I'm on a fixed income. And you're offering me a loan with the Loan Depot, but you got to close the loan. I thought I signed all the documents for that. I know you did. So where's my money, honey? It's 12:51 p.m. I checked everything I needed to check. It's not in there yet. Where is it? We closed the deal last week. What you doing? What you doing? Now, again, I did tell my card note holders what happened with the note, right? And that I had to, again, do something about it, right? And again, I'm trying to get into a truck I can actually fit in, but it can also be, I guess, don't have to be a what? A king cab or something, huh? Just one truck? I don't know. Ain't even got a girlfriend? Don't have a son or two? Right. I don't know. Anyway. But whatever you want to imagine, whatever you want to do, right? Whatever you want to pretend, because you're pretending. With us all, maybe. Well, I tried to cash my money order. Not sure what even the heck was going on with it because it got sent back to me, right? But my bank wouldn't cash it because I had to scratch through what I originally wrote it out for. And now all of a sudden, SunTrust won't cash money orders that way when they have done it before. All you have to do is scratch it out and put your initials on it easily. Ain't it? Or are you again playing a money game, right? With the poor? Because I am a poor person. I am a disabled veteran. I did fall 3 stories. I did survive a car wreck. And what you gonna do about it? If I did. I was never declared mentally ill until 1993. By anyone. And I've been to the hospital before for normal procedures like tonsils, eye surgery, have a bad right eye. Car wreck. And I went through MEPS, the medical processing screening, right? At the time, which was in 89 to 90, right? To get in, right? I even had my GED to get in. And you can lead a horse to water like my mom said, but you can't make it drink, but maybe you need to drink first so the horse don't think nothing's wrong with the water. You ever think about that? Maybe the horse is thinking I'm hot and tired, but this mofo ain't getting a drink, so what's he up to? Something wrong with the water. Now, even if you pretend to drink the water yourself, I bet if you at least do that, bring it to your lips or something, or, kind of cool off with it, the horse might drink the water. But if it don't and you don't, maybe it's following your example, thinking you know something it don't. Because we're both hot. You're not drinking from the water, so I ain't going to either, huh? Are you really thinking about what you're doing? Or just doing it because you can't? See, breaking the law, okay, anyway, is no excuse for corruption. Now, who am I talking about now? If Biden's son got money from the Ukraine, right, what's those conditions? How did he get it? What business deal did he make to get it? And was it legal? That's all President Trump might have been inquiring into, right? He can't because they're a foreign national. They're not Russia. They're not your enemy, are they? Or are they? Or can they become your enemy if they help out Trump? That's called a what? Double standard. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Right. But if I make you my enemy because you're siding with my enemy, we're now enemies, right? But Jesus said to what? Your enemies. Love your enemies. You don't even want to do that, do you? You don't even want to help Russia not be Russia anymore, do you? You don't think you're making them your enemies by talking bad about them, which no one likes, I know. And might actually do. Sometimes too, right? See, sometimes people will do what you tell them not to do. And sometimes people will do what you tell them to do. It all depends on the person's personality, don't it? Right. Me, if you tell me to do something or not to do something, I can generally listen to that and not do it. I don't have a problem with that, but some people did. Whatever happened at the record fall was highly unusual and highly suspicious anyway. You're paranoid schizophrenic and you're put on the 3rd floor of a 3-story building. Does that sound logical to you to put the crazy people on the highest floor of the building? No. It don't, does it? No. Right. That's kind of weird in and of itself. Then the key turns up missing, but they don't have a master key or a spare key. Then the only place you can go to next is security, right? Or the other barracks to see if they got a way in, right? They probably don't, right? Then you can try a credit card or screwdrivers, right? You've heard of that in the movies, right? But that didn't work. You don't know the exact leverage to open the door. And you gotta get something thin in there, and you might break the credit card. You don't want to do that. This is someone's credit card now, do you? No, do you? So what you gonna do? You're locked out your room. Only have one option. Try to win that maybe. I don't know. Maybe I opened it earlier. I don't know. I hope so. I hope so. And that's the only 4 things you can do in a line of succession, going from most common to least common sense. As well, ain't it? Does it sound unsensible, unreasonable to do it that way to anyone? No. But if you're injured on base, they could also cover it up, couldn't they? But you can't prove it if you have blackout amnesia, which either way, you black out at a certain point and you wake up in the hospital like the car wreck. Whatever. Not your job to prove anything. You can't, right? You have amnesia of the whole situation. But if there were people involved, who's doing the cover-up? Then, someone in security, right, who took the matter into his own hands, which is illegal too, right? You can't be my judge, jury, and executioner on base. That's a sailor attacking the sailor at the worst case scenario. Both on one on duty, one going out for the night. Shit. One standing a watch, usually 4 hours. Could be up to 6. All depends. But again, if you're on duty and I'm not, and I'm trying to get off base but can't because my ID's in the room and so is the money, right? And I'll tell you all that, and one of the two is gone by the morning, someone stole the money anyway. Because see, either in the morning it would have been the key and the money, right? If you left the key in the room, right? Which of course is the most logical thing if you're trying in a hurry and kind of trying to get on off the base, or anyway. Or you put it in your travel bag, which is what you were trying to do with it anyway. But there's only 2 places it can be, right? The travel bag or the room, right? That's what being locked out your room means. The key is either in the room or, again, in the travel bag. But only someone with inside knowledge of that would know that. Which it was by morning, right? Now, by morning, the report was from whoever broke into the room, they found the key but no money. Well, that means if the money ain't in the room, someone stole the money from the room either the night before and took the key, right? Which, again, that's my fault, or theirs. Even if it was one of the security guards and he stole it in the morning. I can't prove that either. I can only what? Guess it. Suggest it. Allege it. But can't prove it, so that's all I can do. Now, the person on YouTube, though, is bringing my ex-wife into it, who I was legally separated from when I fell. For at least 20 days, right? They have to be, because my ex-wife would get herself in trouble for doing all this. But he wouldn't. Wherever he is, Daphne,